The university recognizes that oftentimes students are receiving assistance in paying for their Ohio State experience, and those other payers may need access to information and assistance in reconciling a student's statement of account. To this end, we have paired with CashNet ePayment to grant guardian access, which allows a student to grant parents, guardians, or others to make a payment to their tuition and fees account. Additionally, students who expect to receive more in financial aid than the charges on their statement of account are encouraged to sign up for direct deposit through CashNet so that their additional aid or overage funds can be deposited directly into their banking account, oftentimes before the start of classes. The alternative is to have a refund check mailed, which does not happen until after the first Friday of the term. This video will demonstrate two of the processes available through the CashNet ePayment system. We'll begin by demonstrating how to set up the Guardian login. As with most services, the student should begin by navigating to Buckeye Link. From here, students should select the My Student Center login button and use their Ohio State secure login credentials. The username and password is the same as their university email username and password. Under the Finances section, find the link titled Guardian Setup under the My Account header. Because our financial transactions are managed through CashNet, students will need to move from their Student Center to the secure CashNet website. Some warnings about leaving the Student Center and the impact of several pop-up blockers on this exchange appear on this next screen. Select the green Guardian Setup box to be transferred to CashNet. Let's examine more closely the boxes we see on this page. The Your Account box indicates the payment currently due and also gives you the option to make a payment by selecting the Make a Payment button and then entering your credit card or banking account information. The next box below shows your transaction history with CashNet ePayments, and the box titled Direct Deposit gives you the option to link an account for any refund you may receive to be deposited. More about this in a minute. The box on the right side is a place for you to store banking information, though it's not a requirement, merely a convenience. The last box at the bottom is the one we'll look at in detail now, Managing Guardian Logins. To set up a Guardian login for the first time, choose the Add New link. Here you can provide a username for your Guardian. This is probably something you and whomever you're granting access to your account should agree on ahead of time. Next, enter the email address used by your Guardian, not your own. This will generate an email that will include a password your Guardian will need in order to access this site on your behalf. If you want the person to be able to make a payment on your behalf, be sure to keep the Yes button active. Then click OK, which will then prompt the welcome email to be sent to the email address you provided, which will include your optional note, the login ID, temporary password, and a link to access this site. It's important to note that Guardian logins have access only to make payment, payment history, and balance on the student account. They do not have access to financial aid, grades, or other online student information. Once the Guardian ePayment has been set up, your financial supporters can access CashNet through Buckeye Link by selecting the Access Guardian ePayment link from the Accounts and Financial Aid section of the Buckeye Link homepage. As a reminder, fees are generally due 7 days before classes begin, and you and your guardians can access the dates and deadlines for the academic year by selecting the Academic Calendar link on the left column of Buckeye Link. Now, returning to Direct Deposit, choose the link that says Enroll in Direct Deposit. On this screen, you will choose whether to deposit your refund into a checking or savings account, following the instructions from here. Once you select Continue, your information will be saved for as long as you remain active as a student at Ohio State or until you change banking account information.